We actually have weather painters from the OCG for once. Let's go take a look at this week's deck profile, shall we? Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So the first deck we're going to be looking at here is Weather Painter featuring, of course, Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Anybody surprised about that notion here? DV's evolved to be that constant monster, that boogeyman in the closet, if you will, for the OCG. So what ends up happening over here when a semi-competent deck like the Weather Painters decide, you know what, we're gonna take advantage of Destroy Phoenix Enforcer here so we can do some shenanigans? Well, that's kind of what you get this week here. Remember, most of these monsters give you access to Thundery Canvas and then Rainbow Canvas, which will just allow you to generically start your entire special summon combo, so you can kind of start to do what your deck does, and then you get the interruption through this. So what you're telling me is the consistency that we all kind of known and loved from Weather Painters is streamlined because of this. Okay, and we get a recovery play. So we have triple copies of Ash, Blossom, and Joy Spring. One Celestial, one Dasher. Now before you're like, oh my god, like there's such a confliction here between Destroy Phoenix Enforcer and Shifter. I don't think so. The point of Shifter is for you to, use this turn one. And, I mean, if you need to save the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer play for turn 2, you can. Alright, we have one Jizakuru, two copies of Cloud, one copy of Rain, triple copies of Snow, two copies of Thunder, triple copies of Fusion Destiny, one Harpy Southwester, triple copy Spot of Extravagance, one Cloudy Canvas, one copy Rainy Canvas, triple copies of Snowy Canvas, one Sunny Canvas, one copy of the Aurora Canvas, triple copies of Rainbow Canvas, triple copies of Thundery Canvas, and triple copies of Torrential Tribute. Wrapping up the main deck here. Down here in the extra deck we have two Weather Painter Rainbow, one Rusty Tin Can, one Verte Anaconda, one Blue Slugoo, one Nightmare Unicorn, one Electromite, one copy of Iria, one Hulk, one Axis Machine, one Herald, and then we have one El Shaddai Construct and triple copies of Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Side deck here we have two Droll Knockbirds, two copies of Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, one Nibiru, two copies of Twin Twisters, triple copies of Evenly Matched, triple copies of Imperial Iron Wall, and two copies of Mask of Restrict. Wrapping up, probably one of the, I would say, more fun variants that you can kind of get the chance to mess around with out there. And I do hope that this will give Weather Painter mains out there a little bit of an idea. I already know that 3 Destroy Phoenix Enforcer is probably the most uninviting thing that you could see, but you want the advantage from Extra, and that's basically your trade-off here. You have to play 3 of this bad card to ensure that you can generate that advantage. Unlike Pot of Prosperity, you do need that second resource in this deck, so that's definitely something I guess you can argue with, but budget players aren't going to enjoy that too much. Next up here is DDD. Remember, after their new line of support here, I've noticed that DDD's been pretty much a fan favorite in the OCG. I don't know, there's kind of something about this deck's combo lines that really makes players excited, alright? So, I mean, and also the fact that Makina down here is just one of the most generic things that you could have actually made. So I gotta give it to the OCG. They literally found an effective way to streamline ye old Phantom Knights. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We have triple copies of Griffin, which is literally just everything that this deck wanted, built into one card. We have triple copies of Lamia, two copies of Necros Royal Swine, two copies of Orthros, triple copies of Savant Copernicus, triple copies of Mr. Kepler, one copy of Thomas the Tank Engine, triple copies of Little Squirrel Slime, one copy of the Oblivion King Ragnarok, one Max C, one copy of Allure Darkness, two Called by the Grave, and two Crossout Designators. You already know the reason why you're playing Crossout is so that you can call this stupid card right here because you don't want to lose the game. I feel like in every particular situation that this is involved, you're just going to have a really unfun time here. We have triple copies of Dark Contract with the Gate, one Dark Contract with the Swamp King, two copies of Forbidden Droplet, one for one copy of the stupid patented documents. Just locking your opponent out from being able to special summon feels really good. We have one triple DDD Headhunt and one copy of Infinite Permanence. And in the extra deck, we have 1 Dahark, 2 copies of Gilgamesh, 1 Zeus, 1 the King Kaiser, 1 Super King Kaiser, 1 copy of Marksman King Tell, 1 Kali Yuga, 1 copy of Doom King Machina, 1 Alexander, 1 Siegfried, 1 Baron, 2 copies of the Flame King Genghis, and 1 copy of the Super King Genghis. And then we have triple Lancia, 1 Ghost Bell, 1 Ghost Ogre, 1 Nibiru, 1 Skullmeister, all of your hand traps you could ever want. 2 copies of Dark Rule No More, 1 copy of Prescription. Man, being able just to declare a card name, jam your opponent out of it for the turn, who cares if you can't use it for the rest of the duel, alright? Triple copies of Twin Twisters, 1 copy of the Dark Contract with the Eternal Darkness. While you have 2 DDD cards in your Pendulum Zone, your opponent cannot target monsters on the field with spell or trap card effects, tribute them for a tribute summon, nor use them as material for a fusion synchro or exceed summon. That's pretty good. And then you take 1,000 life points, sure. And then 1 copy of a Red Rebuto here, wrapping up DDD. Next up here is Virtual World. Now, this is a interesting concept here, because I talked about this a little bit earlier. We'll be talking about this. Pyron here literally just says, during the standby phase, detach material from this card, special summon a level 5 or lower monster from your graveyard. But what if we go Beatrice, drop Pachycephalo, or King Tiger Wanghu, and then revive those, especially in the format that the OCG's developed so far? That would mean that no tokens allowed. So we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 2 copies of Malicious, 1 Pankratops, 1 Fossil Dyna, 1 King Tiger Wanghu. This card is evidently just the nuts right now in the OCG. We have triple copies of Maxi, 1 Nibiru, 1 copy of Tai, 1 copy of Long Yun, 2 copies of Nyan, triple copies of Lili, triple copies of Lulu, triple copies of Lalo, and triple copies of Gigi. Then we have 2 Called by the Grave, 2 Crossout Designator, 2 copies of Emergency Teleport, 2 copies of Sword Soul Emergence, triple copies of Kowloon, triple copies of Quinklang, 1 Imperm, 2 copies of Chuche, and 1 copy of Zuan Wu, wrapping up the main deck here. So remember, this whole deck is going to be dedicated to putting Pyron and a basic stopping point through Beatrice here, so keep that in mind. So we have 1 Breaksword, 1 Pyron, 1 copy of Zeus, 1 copy of M7, 1 copy of Beatrice, 1 copy of Senshin, 1 copy of Jiu-Jiu, 1 Vermilion Dragomech, 1 copy of Tzolk'in, 1 copy of Chizao, 1 copy of Stellar Wind Wolford. Holy crap. We're weighing 1 Stardust Charge Wave, 1 Crystal Wing, 1 Coral Dragon, and 1 Baron de Fleur. Then we have 2 Lancia, triple copies of Dark Ruler No More, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, triple Lightning Storm, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Regeki. We're actually playing another Sword Soul Emergence in the side deck. Okay. 2 Evenly Matched, and 1 copy of Infinite Permanence here. Wrapping up probably one of the more interesting variants, I'm going to say, from here. I quite really like what this deck, I think, can do in the long run. And then the last build we have here is Flundoweeze. Give you a little bit of a nice little take on what the OCG is doing here. Now, of course, this build is sporting off Winter Cherry's OCG edition. So we have 1 Storm Winds, triple copies of Dimension Shifter, triple copies of Egan, 1 copy of M-Pen, triple copies of Rabina, 2 copies of Stritch, 1 Toucan Sam, 2 Ghost Reapers, triple copies of Maxi, and 2 copies of Mega Rise. Okay. Then we have 2 Called by the Grave, 2 copies or triple copies of the Flundoweeze and the Journey Preparations, triple copies of the Magnificent Map, 1 copy of Unexplored Winds, 1 Droplet, triple copies of Pot of Duality, 1 Extra, 2 Prosperity, 1 Terraforming, 1 Dreaming Town, and 1 Vanity's Emptiness. Then we have 1 Win the Verdant Charmer, 1 Rusty Tin Can, 1 The Arrival Adding Mister, 1 Celine, 1 Meow Meow Mew, 1 Area, 1 Hulk, 1 Axis Machine, 1 Assembled Nightingale, 1 Downer Magician, 1 Zeus, 1 Chizao, 1 Baron de Fleur, 1 Big Battle and Butler guy, 1 Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, and then we have 1 copy of Lancia, 2 copies of Token Collector, 2 Crossout Designators, 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More, 1 Arby's Feather Duster, 2 copies of Twin Twisters, 2 copies of Evenly Matched, and triple copies of the Harpy's Feather Storm. Wrapping up this chunk of OCG deck profiles for you guys. What do you guys think about these deck lists? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Are you guys excited to kind of mess around with some of these cool ideas here? You know, we're pretty much caught up with the OCG minus Battle of Chaos and a couple of promos here. So I think we're in a pretty good place right now. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later and do with some more cool ass content. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.